Hello viewers, welcome back to my videos, and I'm extremely sorry because I couldn't upload video for such a long time, but today I'm here with another video. And in today's video I'm gonna show you, what I'm gonna show you, because you already read my title and came here, and I got the idea from the comments you guys sent me, so thank you so much for your response. I really appreciate it. And without further ado, I'm gonna start my video for today, like, which is the lineups for the Valkyries. But before that, I'm gonna mention you a teensy thing, that is, I'm not using all the Valkyries that are here. For example, as you can see, there are some Valkyries that people rarely use, or you know I'm just gonna use the famous Valkyries that you might already have, and how you can utilize their powers by pairing up with their obvious partners, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna start my video. Keep watching with me. Yeah, because I'm gonna change the what do you call it, the scenery. So yeah. So I'm gonna start with the lightning lineup. I already gave you a perfectly powerful lineup, which is Heart of Thunder, Azure Empire, and Fallen Rosemary. So obviously you might not have all these Valkyries, so I gave some substitute. Like the Heart of Thunder is the main DPS, so if you don't have her, which is most probably you don't have, you can always go with Shadow Knight. Shadow Knight is like a Valkyrie that you can get at the really beginning of the game with from the free golden egg that I gave away. But if you don't have Shadow Knight, don't worry, you have your friendly neighborhood free to play character, which is Valkyrie Exhibitor. If you can have farm her really easily from the expedition. So if you farm her and you are able to get her to triple S, she will be like super powerful. Obviously you need to give her her proper weapon, which is Nuda's Grieve and her Stigmatas. And as for the supports are really important for the main DPS, especially if you're fighting a boss, obviously, because without support main DPS can do so much. So for the supports, as you can see, I have Azure Empire. So you can, if you don't have Azure Empire, you most probably have Phoenix. You can use Phoenix because both of them are like pretty much same. They give the elemental buff. And then I have Fallen Rosemary, which is like give the lightning buff to the main DPS. But if you don't have Fallen Rosemary, you can always use Dark Bolt Jonin, which you can farm really easily from the War Treasury. But I don't suggest that, because I think you should pull for that, because if you just get the character from there, it might take you a long time. Anyways, after that, you can see I gave some unusual Valkyries, like two of them. One of them is Molotov Cherry and her twin sister Blueberry. So if you are using either one of them, you need to know that you must emphasize on the must, you must need the blood dance sword. As you can see, I gave it by putting an at symbol in the middle of them. Anyways, so if you have the blood dance, go ahead and use Molotov Cherry or Blueberry or any other Valkyrie that is able to wield a heavy weapon, because this blood dance in the Honkai Impact Programmer says blood dance is a Valkyrie itself. The blood dance weapon is a Valkyrie itself, because it gives a tremendous amount of elemental buff. So just get the blood dance. You can exchange it from the exchange shop, or you, if you are so lucky, you can get it from the, by pulling gachas. Just get it. And if you are trying to do a little bit brainstorming and you are really amazing at tactics, I would suggest you please get the Newton bottom and use it with a character that can use burst mode. Like here, as you can see, I put Divine Prayer because she is the most easy way to use it. Just use her ultimate and she will be in her burst mode. And remember to equip the Newton bottom Stigmata in her. So yeah, this is it. And moving on, now we will talk about the ice lineup. As usual, it is pretty much same to the lightning lineup. As you can see, I use the pretty much same Valkyries for the support, that is not for the main lineup. As you can see, in the main lineup you have I have anyways, the Harsher of Reason, Then I have Snowy Sniper and Blueberry. Blueberry is a ice type. If you don't didn't know, she's an ice burst user. So yeah, check her stats. Anyways, so you if you don't have the Herrscher of Reason, then you can always use Gyakushi Memento. She is totally free. You can get her from by using Asteroid, I guess, or I don't know, Ancient Ruins. I don't know. You can get her for free from the store. And if you don't like either of them, like Herrscher of Reason and Gyakushi Memento, you can always go for Rita, like I call her Aristida. I don't remember her name. You can just take the screenshot and look at the picture. As you can see, I don't have her, but if you ask me, I prefer go with the Ice Rita because she's like the best ice damage dealer in the whole game. So yeah, try to get her. Anyway, so these are the substitute main. So these three are the most powerful main ice DPS, so I'm just using them. And as for the support, if you don't have Snowy Sniper, you can get Snowy Sniper easily because when you pull a gacha, they just gave her away for like nothing. Anyways, so for the substitute, you can always use Phoenix or Azure Empire. As I said earlier, that they are like tremendously good as giving elemental buffs. So yeah, get them. And as for another support, this is a little bit strange, but she is like a B rank character, but her ice dealing skill is amazing. So get her. I don't remember her name, but I gave the picture so that you don't need the name. Just go ahead and check it out, her name, and try to get her. Okay, and yeah, don't forget to get her to S ranks, so that should be useful. And in the third line, as I already explained, the blood dance and these characters. You can also use blood dance on uh, any of the heavy weapon users, your wish. And as for the divine prayer and Newton bottom, it's the same as usual. Just go with it. And after that, I will talk about the fire lineup. And the fire damage dealer lineup, as you can see, it is pretty much actually all the elemental supports are pretty much same. So it's pretty much same. If you know the lightning lineup, you can use it on the ice and fire. It's pretty much similar. As you can see, I didn't change much. I just like copy paste the whole window. Anyways, the main damage dealer, I always prefer Vermilion Knight because she is like the most insanely powerful heavy weapon user along with fire damage dealer. If you play Genshin, you can say she is the female version of Diluc, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, and after that, you can see there are what is her name, Flame Sakitama and Phoenix as usual, so you can use them. And for the substitute main character, as you can see, I put Flame Sakitama in the support and also in the substitute main character because Flame Sakitama is also tremendously good as main damage dealer, main fire damage dealer. So yeah, she can also be used as support and main character. It's your call. If you can use her, that is. Using her is kind of hard because remembering her combos could be difficult for the newbies. So just keep practicing and you will get her easily. And after that, there is the new Durandal they gave away, the Fire Excels. Yeah, the Fire Excels. So she can also be a really good fire damage dealer. And our old but no, I mean like old but gold, old is gold. So yeah, our old Valkyrie Gloria, she's also a pretty amazing and easy to use, also economic friendly. That's when she's free to play, you can farm her easily. Valkyrie Gloria, she's an amazing main fire damage dealer if you can use her properly, that is also. But she's not much as good as others. Like if I talk about Vermilion Knight, Flame Sakitama, or Brightnet, not Brightnet exists, Fire, I'm like, the new Fiery Durandal, they are really good damage dealer on their own. But for Valkyrie Gloria, you need, supports. Supports really means a lot to her. So yeah, use some good supports as I gave you, like Flame Sakitama or Phoenix. And as for the substitute support, I gave you Azura Empire, the most important one. Azura Empire is always rocks. And Flame Sakitama, like, yeah, in fire DPS there might be like much more, but this is the simplest and the most powerful lineups I could come up with. There are also other, like you can use that Bunny Teresa. I don't remember her name, Bunny Teresa, the Teresa that has bunny ears on her head. Yeah, she's also a fire user, maybe a support. Yeah, she's also good, so you can use her. But I'm not using some underrated characters. And yeah, same with the Blood Dance and Newton Bottom. Please try to get the Newton Bottom. Newton Bottom is literally a crack in the game. Like literally, if you can use her, that is. I personally prefer Newton Bottom when, especially when I'm fighting bosses. So yeah, get her. And after all these elemental stuffs, now comes the main thing that I really need, a really important type of Valkyrie, which is physical Valkyrie. So I'm gonna talk about now. As I told you, the last but not least, the physical lineup, which is like the pretty much embodiment of powerfulness, I guess. But the thing is, as you can see, it is way more different than other elemental type. Like all the elemental lineups are pretty much same, so the physical is the only one that is like totally different. So like other ones, I already gave the main most powerful and most epic lineup for the, actually, there are no such thing as powerful lineups, because most of the time it depends on the situation, like what kind of boss are you fighting with. Like, are you fighting with the mobs, are you fighting with the boss, or are you fighting with depending on what kind of character are you fighting with, the characters and the lineup matters the most in that case. So yeah, so I gave you like, but I'm giving you the like most common lineups which are most of the people uses, I guess, because at least I use them all the time. So yeah, I use them. So yes, just yeah, bear with me. So as you can see, the main damage dealer, I chose Brightened Excels because she's like most insane and most powerful DPS for the physical team, I guess. And following up her is our favorite Yamabuki Armor and our new guest, new Theresa, which is Starlit Astrologos. And for the substitute main character, well, for physical DPS characters, there are lots of substitute. For example, there are the Teresa. What is the name for this Teresa? I don't remember. So, and after that, following her, we have Harsher Void, then the new character. Yeah, I'm really bad at remembering names, so please excuse me. But I gave the pictures that because of that, so that you don't need to see the names. Then we have Sele. Then we have uh, Fuha. I don't know her name either. Actually, I forgot. I know, but I forgot. Anyways, Fuha. Then we have Molotov Cherry in her augmented form, obviously. Her normal form is also a pretty good DPS, but not as much as her augmented version. So use the augmented version if possible. And then after that comes May's augmented version. I don't know the name again. And then we have our new Harsher, which is Harsher of Sentence. And not to mention our cute little Sele, the Swallow Phantom, Swallow Return Tail Phantom. No, not the what is her name? Her name is, I forgot her. Oh man, I suck at remembering name. Anyways, so as you can see, I put some lineups here. Not lineups, sorry. I just draw some lines here. As you can see, the Sele and Fuha. These two are like completely free to play and average. I said average because they are not as much powerful, but yeah, if you can use them properly with proper gear and stick meta, they're decent, but not as powerful as the other characters like Harsher Void or the new character they released, or Molotov Cherry augmented version. Uh, these two characters are not as strong as others. So yeah, if you have them, yeah, it's good. It will help you to go. But if you only if you are under level 70 I said, so you will be good to go with these two. But if you are not under 70, but if you are like more than level 70 or 75, then you definitely need some of these physical characters, because physical characters are like the must in the game, because most of the time you might find yourself facing some physical bosses. So I mean, like bosses that needs to be attacked by physical Valkyries. So yeah, try to get a decent physical Valkyrie. And as for the substitute support, I have the harsher of sentence. She's a pretty good damage dealer on her own, and not to mention she's a really good physical buff giver, I guess. She's also a support, and not to mention her name is Celestial Hymn. You might all know her. So yeah, this Teresa is also a support character, and we have Rita Rosewise. As you can see, I put another line here like Rita Rosewise and Celestial Hymn. They are shield breaker. If you're facing a boss that has like tremendous amount of shield, then this not shield. I mean, they're not shield breaker per se. They're able to impair. Yeah, impair term might be new for you on this game because most of the new players might don't know what is impair means. Actually, if you look underneath the HP bar of the enemies, there is a yellow line, and that is the shield, the resistance that the mobs or the boss have. So if you use either these or two, they have the capability of destroying almost 75 to 80% of the shield. So yeah, use them. And not to mention, use Newton Bottom with Valkyrie that can use burst. I use Divine Prayer all the way through. So I'm now it's time to tell you like why I tell you guys to use the Newton Bottom. As I tell you to use Newton bottom because you know in all those lineups I always put Newton bottom at the bottom and said must because you actually need her if you can only use her. I actually prefer Newton bottom, but most of the people might not use her, but still she's really amazing. I use her because just look at her stats and you will understand. Like attacks on the enemies intense challenges mode that lasts for 5 seconds. Her window is only 5 seconds, which is during challenge mode attack gains 41% of total damage multiplier. Like 41% of total damage multiplier, but it also also gain like 31% total damage multiplier for another 10 seconds. So suppose I'm really bad at math, so you should go for it. But I know that she helps to deal a tremendous amount of damage within 5 seconds. For example, if you have like 50,000 damage dealt with some of your main characters, and while she was active, like 50,000, 41% and 31%, that's 72%. 72% of 50,000, like 50,000 plus 72%. Man, I mean like you do the math. Okay, so she is a really amazing damage dealer, but you need to know how to use her properly. There are so many tactics. So if you need like which stigmatas to use, who is weapons to use, I'm gonna give that details on the next video, and I also might give you a gameplay like how to use those lineup actually, because just having the lineups isn't enough if you don't know how to use it. For example, let's go to here. In here you can actually see your power levels, like what is you are capable of, because in here all the players get the same stat or same Valkyries and with the same weapons and stuff, how to use it. As I told you, see, she's holding blood dance. Anyways, so all the players are equal when they are playing this one, the sim battle. So here as you can see I did only 42k damage, and my other friends from the for my guild or whatever captains that did like 43k. So see, we use the pretty much same lineup, and yet that other guy did like a totally uh, I mean like get the bigger number than me. So yeah, you need to know the timing, how to use the characters, or you know to need their combos and stuff like that. By doing that you can easily excel other well accounts if you want. That is, I'm not that good in this game, and especially not in timing part, so I might not be like good as others, but I know the lineups and I know the strategy, but I can't use it properly. So yeah, that is it. Other than that, yeah, you can use the lineups, and I will definitely show you on the next video like how to use those characters. So please let me know which what kind of videos you want, because I suck at that. I don't have any content, so just tell me what you guys want, and if I know that stuff, being a beginner myself, if I know that step, I will definitely share that knowledge with you guys. So yeah, I hope you like the video. Sorry, it's been a long video. I'm extremely sorry for that, but I hope it will help you since it's the complete lineup. So yeah, tell me what kind of video you want to see. Thank you and see ya guys. Hasta la vista.